Hey everybody, welcome back to What Would Charlie Shoot? We are on episode number 11 today, moving along. I want to go ahead and say I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you ate all the things. I hope you did all the things with your family, and that you got some great photos to go with it to go ahead and make some memories. Now, a lot of us after the holidays sometimes are stressed out. Today's story is going to be about how to cope with that stress, how to use photography to actually cope with that stress as well. Sometimes having a creative outlet can help you get over that and feel better so that you can move forward and do the things that you need to do in your life. I'm also going to answer some questions as usual. I'm going to go ahead and give you a couple ideas to get you going, and we'll go from there. So for today's main story on here, how to use photography to cope with holiday stress. Well, you just got through one holiday and you got a couple more coming up in December. So prepare yourself, take your camera with you, and do all the things to go ahead and make the images you love to get over the stress. Sometimes it's simply great to have a creative outlet to express how you feel, and whew, Thanksgiving is a wrap. You're probably headed back home for a few weeks before the subsequent influx of holiday madness for Christmas. If you're like me, you probably feel a lot of the stress around the holidays. There's anxiety and pressure from friends and family, and you think that if you don't meet the expectations of everyone, you're going to be a failure. Right at the moment when my head's about to explode from thinking about it all, I give myself a well-deserved photography break. Now, I'm going to tell you how photography helps relieve stress, pressure, and anxiety. It's no secret that art therapy is a thing, and photography gives you several essential things in one shot. You see what I did there? Number one, it gets you out of the house and away from what is stressing you out. Number two, it gives you sun and fresh air and often instant ways to improve your mood. Number three, it gives you exercise. Have you ever gone on a long walk just to clear your head? Take your camera with you to express how you feel. It clears the head faster. Number four, you get to be creative. Sometimes self-expression is one of the biggest stress relievers out there. I once spent an entire year battling depression and creating art to understand circumstances that were beyond my control, and it worked to get me back on track. And number five, it allows you to be brutally honest and to be yourself. Photos don't lie. There are innermost desires and thoughts in the mind's eye. Take your camera and don't be afraid to photograph yourself. Now, I'm going to give you a little exercise and a gift today as well to go along with this. For the exercise, you want to grab a sketchbook, you want to grab a notepad or your cell phone or something in this moment. Jot this down so that you got it with you. Step one, for this exercise, I want you to grab your camera and I want you to chart a destination. The destination really doesn't matter if you don't have a specific goal or place in mind. No worries. Simply walk around your block or your neighborhood or head to the nearest local park or your favorite cafe or restaurant and take your camera with you. Now step two, make 20 photographs of anything and anything that catches your eye. If you're not feeling particularly inspired, start by making one photograph of whatever is in front of you, 1 minute increments at a time until you reach 20 photographs. Step three, look back at your photographs on your digital camera and find the one that you think is the most interesting. Ask yourself why it is interesting. And when you come to your conclusion, photograph that for at least 1 hour. Step 4. Return home after your adventure, unload your camera on your computer, and get some delicious food. Prepare your favorite dish or order out. It doesn't matter. You're going to be looking at pictures for a while. Now for step 5, I want you to edit down your favorite images and create yourself a Medium account on medium.com. Once you get onto medium.com with your account, I want you to go to step 6 and visit shareapicturemagazine.com and join as a contributor. For step 7, you're going to go ahead and get approved as a contributor over in the magazine. You're going to return to Medium. You're going to create a new post with all your favorite photographs from your adventure. Then you submit it to Share a Picture Magazine on Medium, and you'll be able to share it with a great photography community that's very, very supportive, and it's very passionate about art and writing about art as well. For step 8, many new friends and fellow creatives will see your work, applaud your work, and from there you'll form new ideas for your next adventures. And for step 9, finally after all this, your stress disappears. You forget why you were stressed to begin with, and voila, you're welcome. Now, I want to ask you today also, what are your favorite things to photograph to relieve stress and anxiety? Have you ever gone on long walks with your camera before simply to go ahead and get out of the house and go ahead and get the stress out of your mind? Let me know. I want to also talk to you about a couple things as we answer the questions this week as well. If you want to up your photography game, if you've been thinking about something, or if you got questions about your work as well, I want to invite you to set up a free 30-minute Zoom call with me. Let's talk about it. Let's brainstorm some ideas to get you in some photo coaching so that you can improve your game. I'm going to be completely transparent with you. On the call, I'm going to listen to what you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and set you up an action plan that you can go and take and run with and all that good stuff. And my hope is that we can work together in the future to continue some photo coaching sessions to get you on track to make images that you love, to relieve the stress, get out there and make it happen. So we'll go from there. If you want to set that up, it's at https://calendly.com/CNP call/30 minutes. It's the number 30 and then MIN. And when you book the Zoom call with me, tell me a little bit about yourself, what you do, your photography, all that good stuff. And we'll jump on the call together and we'll go from there. Now for questions this week, let's see what we've got. Oh goodness. Number one today. What is the meaning of 35 millimeters for a digital camera? This is known as what we call the angle of view in photography. It's simply measured in millimeters, and it's the opening and the end of the lens. Number two this week, which is better, Sony A7 series or Nikon D850? These days, for portability and general photography, I'd go with the A7 over the 850. 850's got a big old mirror in it. A7 is mirrorless camera on there, so that's an advantage for you on that. And number three today, how come the image on a Nikon camera sensor is upside down? Well, you're using a DSLR that has a mirror in it, and the way that those work is the light enters the camera lens, hits the mirror, reflects to the sensor. So it does have to flip the image, and you'll be able to go ahead and see that with the mirror corrected by technology is what I'd say about that for now. Let's see here, which is better, Sony A7 or Nikon Z? Lots of camera questions this week on here as well. Tough call, but I like the Sony color rendering better these days. Nikon Z is not a shabby camera either though, so either one you could go pretty good. You could go ahead and make things in Lightroom, Photoshop, whatever you want to do on there. But if you want more experience straight out the camera, I'd still go with the Sony A7, even though I do shoot Nikon myself. Now next one on the list, can I use my medium telephoto lens for long distance photography? If it's a 200 millimeter, it'll be limited. Depends on what you define as long distance. I would try it out, see how it goes, see what you get. Because, for example, if you're on top of a mountain and you expect to be able to see miles and miles and miles away with a 200 millimeter lens, it's not going to work so well. You need a telescope more than a camera. Now let's go to the next one on the list on here. Can you tell if your camera has been used before? Well, I would, number one, I would hope you know where you bought it from. If you buy it from a camera shop, you can ask them if the camera's been used before. You can look for scuffs on it. You can look for dirt and dust, stuff like that. That's a common thing to look at if a camera's been used before. Also, go ahead and check out who you buy it from, because if you're buying it from a person, it would be a used camera. So that's the questions this week. Thank you as always for submitting those to me. If you want to go ahead and get your questions in, pop over to my website on charlienaebeck.com. Go ahead and drop me an email. I'll get them scheduled for the show, and I'll let you know when to listen for them. Other things I want to go ahead and throw out here as well to the end of the month. If you want to go ahead and jump in on the Black Friday special, I'll give you a bonus tip this week. Jump over to udemy.com. It's udemy.com. Search my name. You'll be able to find my class. And I want to give you a little gift. You can get that class for free with the code BLACKFRIDAYEARLY. You're welcome. It's a 36-minute class. You'll be able to go through all different things on lighting, composition, framing, things of this sort on there as well. And you'll be able to learn a bit more about your camera and get out there and do some shooting. After you get done with all your shooting and relieving the stress as we talked about today as well, again, jump over to sharepicturemagazine.com, share your work, do a little bit of writing about it, and let the world know about it as well. That'd be a wonderful thing. Now, I want to go ahead and say thank you all for joining me as well. It's always a pleasure to go ahead and do these podcasts. I'm really enjoying doing them. We're moving right along, and I've got a lot of future episodes planned for y'all. So if you haven't already, take a moment to subscribe on your favorite platform. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on Amazon, and anywhere that podcasts live. Make sure to tell your friends if they love photography too. Listen in each week for new episodes. We're doing a lot of them now. I'm going to be having some special guests coming up. I'm going to be doing some other fun things soon I want to tell you about, but stay tuned. I'll see you on the next one, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Have a great day.